dates?
I didn't, because that would have so unimpressed them. And, you know, like, really?
Doesn't seem
Damn. So boring. which they also got from their mother. I'm basically the brunt of all mockery in my house. I sit down and the three of them they're coming at me. I don't know what hit me. I'm just constantly teased.
Was it? One of the thoughts I had, just looking at that life that you led, you would say, okay, in the morning, I'm going to deal with a huge problem in Syria. In the second part of the morning, I'm going to be dealing with a massive issue with the economy. In the third part of the morning, I'm going to be talking about some fundraising. Then I got an afternoon where it's 20 minutes by 20 minutes by 20 minutes of global situations. And then I'm going to go upstairs and do spelling. How do you turn that corner?
Well, actually, it was the saving grace. This is something we didn't expect, Michelle and I didn't expect, was that my presence in the household and my ability to have some consistency with the girls hugely benefited from being in the White House, which is strange. And the reason is because when you are in the White House, you live above the store. So my commute was the minute that it took me to walk from the elevator at the bottom of the residence to the Oval Office along the colonnade. And as a consequence, religiously, if I was in Washington, D.C., and most of the time I was in Washington, D.C., as much travel as I did, another good thing about the presidency is people tend to come to you. So you want to meet? Okay.
I would.
Yeah, I'm not flying to you, brother. So because of that, I had a rule with my staff that at 6:30 every night, I would go upstairs and have dinner around the table with Michelle and the girls. And we would sit and we would talk, and we'd go around the table. So, Leah, how was your day? Sasha, how was your day? Mom, how was your day? Nobody asked me about my day. They weren't interested. Which was fine, because I suddenly was getting lost in the drama between Lizzie and, Taylor, because they were mad at each other because this boy had said something, and I was like, this is fascinating. And then they'd go do their homework, and then I'd go tuck them in, and when they were younger, we'd read. And when they were older, they might tell me some stuff that I would have missed if I hadn't been there. And I would do that, and then I would work for another 3 or 4 hours, reading about Syria or what have you. Or if I had to go back downstairs to meet with my team on a particular challenging problem, I would. But that refuge, that moment of normalcy was critical. And it made me do a better job. Because I think that the challenge of prominent politicians, but I think leaders of large organizations generally, is by definition there's a little bit of type A in you, a little bit of megalomania, a tendency to potentially lose perspective. You're workaholics, we're obsessive, and the ability to pull back and get some perspective, and to understand that one thing I am absolutely certain of, that on my deathbed, the thing I will remember in those last moments is not going to be a meeting I had. It's not going to be some speech I gave. It's not going to be legislation I passed. It's going to be holding hands with my daughters, taking them to a park. Or it's going to be us sitting around laughing about a story that Michelle was telling. And having those constant reminders, it pulls you out of yourself. It makes you take yourself less seriously, although you still take the work seriously. It was a tonic for me. Really important.